Good afternoon, guys. So the past three videos are on this series. There are videos on, I think, the last, like, we have conditional operators, we have, we have relational operators, we have logical operators, then we have conditional statements. Now, this video and the next one, and I think the third one, it's going to be like putting all these operators to use. Basically, that's what we're going to be doing. So for this one, I have some problems over here that I've put together. So for all these problems I have over here, conditional operators in action, write a program to accept two integers and check whether they are equal or not. So a program to check whether a given number is even or odd, all these programs now. So I'm going to be solving all this, writing all these programs in three different videos. So for this video, I'll be taking these three. For the next one, I'm going to be taking these three. Sorry. And for the last one, I'll be taking these two. I'll be taking these two. So trust me, all of them, they are very, very simple. But like I said, everything is hard till the day you learn it. So let's go to work on these three. So for this first one, we want to write a program that will accept two integers and check whether they are equal or not. So come here. The two integers that we want to accept, it has to be stored somewhere. So we have to declare the variable first. So the variable, let me say x comma y as integer. So dim x comma y as integer. So um now since we've declared the variable, now the next thing for us to do is to accept the input and store it in the variable. So accepting the input basically is you can say x equals to console console dot readline. So console dot readline y is also equal to console. What is wrong with my console? Dot readline. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is don't forget for the compiler that we were using initially. What is the compiler? The network is not too strong enough to use that compiler. One compiler. Okay, so this one, I don't know why the network is not too, okay. I think it should be strong enough to work here. I think we should use this one. We should use this one. Both of them works just fine, but I think since this one will allow us to enter the console input manually, so without having to, oh sorry, without having to, unlike this one where we have to put it here. So while the program is running, we can just enter the input manually here. So let me just copy the whole of this and bring it here. So let's work here. No. Okay. So I like my work needs. Okay. So now dim x comma y as integer. I believe that we know what is happening here. I believe we all know what is happening here. So x equals to console the read line. Y is also equals to console the read line. So basically, we are going to be using this to read data from the user. Then we'll be storing it in x. We're also using this to read data from the user. Then we'll store it in y. Now, don't forget. The question is, write a program that after accepting two integers, they will check if it is equal or not. So it's time for us to write our conditional statement to check, because basically the first thing we have to do is to first of all declare where the data will be stored. Then we accept the data, then save it in the appropriate location. Then now we want to check if the value entered for x and y are equal. So if then my condition x equals to y, then you can say console dot no I want to say console dot log. Console dot log is in is in JavaScript, I beg. So write line. can save the programming language is sweet. Collect that Python, JavaScript. No, I'm teaching VB. Oh, sorry about that. So console the right line, x and y are equal. X and y are equal. So then, no. Else, console dot right line x and y are not equal. I think it is more proper to just say the numbers. The two numbers. So the user is not supposed to know the variable we are using to save. He's not supposed to know the variable name we are using to save the data. So sorry. So and if. So I think number one is solved. So let us run the program. I think because it's going for the first time, so we run it again. Okay, so now the program is running now. It's waiting for me to enter a value for x. So the value I want to enter for x is maybe 6. Now it's waiting for me to enter another value. Like, so this is the first one. So it will just assume that 6 is x. So the second one now, which is y. So for y, I can just say 6 again. I should enter. You see, the two numbers are equal because x and y is taking 6 and 6. So obviously, let me control. Okay. You can see now x, I answered 6, and for y, I also gave it 6. So x is equal to y. This is true. So because this is true, it is executing this one. What if this is not true? So let me run it again and give it maybe 1 and 7. So 1 and 7. You see, the two numbers are not equal. So the two numbers are not equal. So because x and y are not the same. So that is number one. The second one, write a program to check whether a given number is odd or even. So let me just say, I only need one number here. So let me just say num as integer. So a given number, let me just say num. So don't forget, the first thing you want to do is to declare your variable, which is the num. You can use anything you like here. So num equals to console or read line. Then what am I checking for? Whether a given number is even or odd. Now, this is not something you're supposed to draw something for, but let's just make it more explanatory to everybody. Now, if I have this number line now, for example, this number line, no, this is very bad. Oh God, this is my razor bar. Oh my God, this is very bad. Okay, so come back here. Hopefully, I'll screw it up this time. Ah, what am I doing? Okay, so let me say I have 0, then I have 1, then I have 2, I have 3, then I have 4. So now from this 0 now to the front are positive numbers, including 0, please. 0 is a positive number. So this one it will be -1, obviously. This one will be -2. So this one will be -3, and like that. So from this 0 now to the front, like to positive infinity. So this is going to positive infinity. So, but this from 1, up to negative infinity. So up to negative infinity is negative. So basically, the way we are going to be testing is if a number is greater than or equals to 0, it's positive. But if it is not greater than or equals to 0, meaning that it is less than 0, you understand? Then obviously it is a negative. So let's come back here. So this one will be if num is greater than or equals to 0, then say the number is positive, or the number is negative. Number is positive or the number is negative. Okay, so let's continue. I think that will be the end of this one. Run it again. So let me say, if I say 4, for example, 4 is positive. But let me run it again and supply -4 this time. -4. You see, the number is negative. So I think we are done with this one. So the last one, write a program to check whether a given number. Oh, sorry. I did number 3. Actually, I should be doing number 2. So let me just do number 2 now. That was my bad. To check whether a number is even or odd. So what is an even number? An even number is a number. Let's say we have a number x. Now, an even number x, this number x is even if I can divide x by 2 and the remainder is going to be 0. The remainder is going to be 0. Now, if you remember the arithmetic operators I showed us in one of the videos back. So, arithmetic operators, I think we have this operator mod. Now, mod is basically saying that if I have 10 divided by 3, like this is normal division, this is going to be 3 remainder 1. So 10 divided by 3, like this is normal division. It will be giving me 3, but the remainder is going to be 1. Now, 10, if I have 10 double divided by 3, this is integer division. This is what we call integer division in Visual Basic. So it is going to be taking this whole number and it will walk away. But if I have something like 10 mod 3, now since this one is more particular about the whole number, this over here is more particular about the remainder. So this is basically how the mod operator works. That remainder is what you are particular about. So how does this relate to checking if a number is an integer or not? So if I have x and I want to check if this x is an integer, basically what I have to do is x mod 2. Now, anything that this x mod 2 is giving me, if it is equal to 0, then obviously this number, this x is an integer, else it is not an integer. So let's quickly go back here. So I have num, console.read line, it's also giving me num. So let's just use this one. So if num mod 2 equals to 0, if num mod 2 equals to 0, then the number is even, else the number is odd. So console the right line, the number is even, console the right line, the number is odd. I think we are good to go with this one. So if I should run this, if I say maybe 35, it should be giving me odd, because you can see, because the remainder, this should be 14 remainder 1. So it's not It's not working fine. Sorry, what do I want to say? It's not an even number. So, but if I should run this again, and I say maybe 18, it is even. So it's giving me even. Now, to extend this one, if you want to check if a number is a multiple of another number, this is another way you can do it. For example, if I want to check if a number is a multiple of maybe 7, you understand? If I'm just like trying to add some sort of to extend the program that we wrote. Now, non-mod 7, to check if this number that the user will enter, if it's a multiple of 7, normally if you divide that number by 7, it should be giving you 0. So the number is a multiple of 7. So copy is not a multiple of 7. Okay. So if I should run this, let me try 49. 49 is a multiple of 7. So you can see it's a multiple of 7. But if I should run this again and I supply 10, 10 is not a multiple of 7. So you see, this number, the number is not a multiple of 7. So that will be all for this video. I'll see us in the next video. So like I used to say, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You can ask using the YouTube's comment section. You can ask in class, whichever way you want it. We will reach out to you as quickly as we can. So thank you very much. I'll see us in the next video. Bye for now.